Hey, can you hear me okay? Is that too loud? Do I sound all right? Am I a little loud? Testing it all out. I'm going to keep talking a little bit. Hello? Hey, John, thanks for checking it out. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. All right. Suppose I can get started doing some bug finding. So, what the issue is right now is that when we load a pool, it shows information in the pool history. But what happens currently is that it doesn't clear out before it, if you load another pool. So what I'm going to do is just load a pool here to show you what it does. So here we see the history. See, this is 1.09453. And as you can see, we're not on that pool anymore, but it still has that the history in here. Now you can go way down here and find the history here, but that's kind of annoying. So let's see here. So let's, alright, it's a lot different seeing this so big. Normally I have the letters a lot smaller, so. Generate history. So I wonder though, it won't have to do with the model because the model is where all of our data is generated. All right. All right, just shared the link in one of the BitShares groups, so. So like I was saying, we're probably not going to find the bug here because this is in the model, and the model is in charge of just the data and not displaying it. So we are more than likely going to have to look at the view here. All right. So let's go down a little bit. Hi, Amar. How are you? I'm just stumbling along in some Python, as usual. Does it sound okay? All right, so get pools. So we're probably looking for something that has to do with, so thank you. I think it has to do with this line here. So if we look, what I'm attempting to do, it looks like, is access the history list and clear the widgets out of it, which obviously doesn't work like I thought it did. So, but the add widget works. Let's see. This little player down in the corner here, is that what you're talking about? Can you hear my cat meowing in the background? He always wants to be in the middle of everything. That little art thing in the bottom is just what do they call it? Music now, not iTunes anymore, but music. Yeah, that's just the visualizer there. It works pretty well. Okay, so this is the stats panel, so we're almost there. All right, so let's pull up some documentation. All right. All right. Screen.history list. Huh. Yeah, I like the yeah, this music's really nice. It's YouTube friendly too, so that's even better. So I can keep playing it and not worry about anything since this is music from YouTube that they give you to play, so you know. Alright, so this is KaiVMD. We're looking for KaiV doc. This is KaiVMD again. Alright, so let's go stable docs. I am looking for list. Oh, let's see. Oh. All right, so we're looking for a list. All right, so saying it works with scroll view, which is how we have it set up here. So this is the layout kivi, however you want to say it. This is the layout here, giving it the ID history list and not giving it any widgets or anything. But then I make a custom list item and add it here. All right, so that seems to be correct, but this line here still doesn't clear them out each time, because it looks like the issue shouldn't be there, but it is. So let's see. All right. Due to a variety in sizes and controls in material specs, complexity to keep widgets compliant, flexible, and performant. Goody. Okay. Where do we get this from? I make it. So I make interesting. So I made it a grid layout. So I made a list item into a grid layout, but I add just a bunch of layouts as list items. Interesting. Huh. Who knows why I did it like that, but okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find the proper way to remove things from a list. Whether I need to like find all the children of the list, then remove them by ID or something. Maybe that's what it is, but who knows? So it is an MD list. Okay, so I use it with a scroll view, so that's correct. So add widget. Doing that right, adding a widget here, it's a custom list item, and then it goes through the history that is passed from the model, goes through that history, and then adds it based on the history thing it was sent. So that's right. So remove widget. What about this remove widget? Singular widget. Alright, let's keep going just to look. Maybe what I can do instead here. Yeah, that's a lot better. Is that easier to see? Let me. There we go. Okay, now that looks a lot better. Sorry. Alright, anyway. Alright. I think because of the weird way I'm getting that to work the way I did, it might be might have to do some weird things. Huh. Alright. Alright, so it's directing us here. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is you can do so what we'll do here is we'll loop through these instead. For child in self dot screen dot history list dot children. Yeah, okay. Self dot screen dot history list dot remove widget child. Wanna guess whether or not that'll fix it? I don't know. We'll see, eh? Alright. Oh, my camera's on top of it, okay. Alright. So let's load the pools. Alright, so let's get the history in there. So we got 0.29939. Yeah, I hope so, Amar. I feel like it's probably something really simple like this, so yeah, right. Yeah. Alright, so it didn't clear it. Cool. Alright, I knew it couldn't be that simple. Alright, so I wonder, what if I just did like a terrible debugging thing and just printed it to the console, see if that fixes it. Well, it definitely won't fix it, or at least tell me if I'm getting the information I want. Oh, let's take a look first. Okay, so we still got the 0.299. Didn't get any output here. So this isn't working. So maybe I should have, yeah, maybe. We'll see. Parentheses can do a lot. That's for sure. Alright, so I was doing it right. So the list property, it defaults to an empty list. What can I do with the list property? I wonder if I linked it up top. Kyvie is really weird. This sort of stuff. Yeah, history list is right here. Man, that's so weird though, how it says it doesn't have any children. Maybe something like this. Oh, I bet I know, because it doesn't have anything to start, so it's gonna throw an error no matter what. I bet that's what's going on. MD list is not subscriptable. Okay, so it is seeing this is an MD list. I'm also going to need to do this though. Sounds good, Amara. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Figure it out sometime. Who knows? All right. Let's see. Well, it's not crashing anymore. Good, good, good. All right, so didn't print anything either though. All right, so what I'm doing here is I think maybe the way I'm running PoolTool, how I launch it, stopping it from printing anything. Actually, before I go through all of that, yeah, that's got to be it, right, though? Sees it as a list. maybe I should. All right. Aha. It thinks it doesn't have any. And that's why I wasn't doing anything with the clear widgets. So is it not? Interesting. I don't. Confusing too. Confusing. What does add widget do? Does it return anything? Huh. See, it's not even showing up as widgets in the children of it. Maybe what I should do is just do this to see what it's actually thinking. All right. All right. So this is the memory address of the MD list. So we need to see if it's the same one being referenced, because if it's not, then it would make sense that it's not seeing the widgets. But there it is. Same memory address. Let's do So this should work in an ideal world, but for some reason when I add the widget to it, it adds it so looks like there's a couple of people just joining me. I'll kind of explain what I'm doing again. So right now, PoolTool has this bug where when you look at the history here, what it shows is BTS and Twentix, which is the first liquidity pool, but we're on the second liquidity pool here. So the history doesn't clear out of this list, but instead just appends to the bottom. So a couple of things that I've tried out in the time that I've been working on this is that I tried to iterate through the children here and then print it out and then remove it, which would make sense, right? If nothing else, like just get the list of them, loop through it, and then remove them. But what I'm running into is that I'm adding this custom list item, which is actually a layout. So you would think, I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. And I'm definitely just doing something wrong, but just kind of figuring it out. So, kind of caught you up to speed. I've just been stumbling along since then. So, the most recent thing I did was I just printed out the memory address each time it loops through that update the history. And the reason I did that is because potentially for who knows what reason, maybe it was looking at a different object, so I wanted to make sure that it was looking at the same object in the same place in memory, which you can see here. So yeah. How's everybody doing? Anybody have anything interesting going on? I wonder if it has something to do with it being a layout and I added as a widget. I bet that's really what it is. I bet that's what it is. Because I did it stupid, and I don't think that, I don't think it likes that. Is there any reason I couldn't turn that into a list or something? You know? Let's see. Oh. Could I straight up just do let's see, we are going to look. So that one doesn't have a UIX.widget from Kyrie.UIX.widget import widget. Alright, and then this is just going to be widget. So the grid layout. So I wonder if I will wonder if I could get away with this. Put that all tabbed over. Oh, yeah, I can tell you what's going on again. So, what's happening here is when you run PoolTool, it generates this swap history right here. But what happens is that when you want to look at a different pool, so when you go and you click and then you like choose a different pool here, it doesn't remove that last history. So you see here, I switched back to this one, but if you look, you can see there's a ton of history in here. So you can see like random history popping up because I had at one point clicked on that one to look at it. So I'm trying to figure out why here, I'll show you. So what should work is this here. So this clear widgets, it should clear all of its children out, which means that it will remove all of the stuff in the list that's already there. But what's going on right now is the way that I'm adding the lists, or like the items to the list, I don't think it's working right, because when you look to see the children of the list, it doesn't show up anything, even after, a bunch of stuff is added. So I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing up, and then I'm also trying to get it to just clear out and, just have the pool that you're looking at, the history there. So that's kind of what's going on. So I'm going to relaunch it with the children showing up again to see if that change I made fixed anything. Instead of trying to add just a layout, it adds a widget that has the layout, which, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, look at that. Now it doesn't show up at all. Hooray. Oh. Great. Huh. It's not quite hanging. It still gets it. It just doesn't remove it from the list. It just puts it at the bottom. So, here, let me make that change back. So this should make it work again. Are you running it too right now? Oh, on PoolTool. I was wondering if you've used it before. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it did to the fix I made. Yeah. I think I put it back to normal. Yeah. Alright, so this does what it should. So okay. Let's just do this for fun. So maybe I'll just Yeah, John, you like the t-shirt? I figured you would. Yeah, I planned this one out for like 5 minutes, and then I was like, I know exactly what t-shirt I need to wear. Oh man, I'm sorry that you can't run it. Is it because it's like, do you have a Windows computer? I haven't done very much testing at all on Windows at all, or is it something else? I keep messing around with um, Android, but still not working out for me, you know. But but yeah, so let's take a peek and see what the screen has for children. Um, and uh, maybe they're getting put under the screen instead or something. Like this add widget, would I scroll view? The scroll view works really well with those lists, so I'm should, yeah, I thought about putting like a clear option, but what I would like it to do is uh, I would like it to only show what um, pool you're looking at right now. So um, ideally, you wouldn't need to clear it, and what would happen is it would clear by itself when you would choose um, another pool to look at. So um, the clear button would be a decent idea, but the issue that I'm running into right now is that I can't get them to get removed. Um, so it's not actually like removing them from the screen. So the line of code that should work here is 209 here. So this line. So it should look here at the history list, which we've designated as that as the thing that holds this, like the list I'm making, um, and it should clear all the widgets. But it doesn't see children. It doesn't like it doesn't like these things don't register as children. Yeah, so that's the issue I'm running into is that I thought, when my first uh yeah, I should clear the initial swap history. Um and that's the issue I'm running into. I thought that that was working and it actually isn't. But then the issue goes back even further to the uh I think it has to do with me not adding the proper widget into it. I'm adding like a custom widget so that I can do the arrows and stuff you see here. Like I made this custom, and I know it doesn't look super great, but it's a custom thing so that I can have um, asset A over on the left, asset B on the right, and then the arrow goes back and forth to show you which way the swap went. And then the coloring also has to do with whether it's up or down from the last price that was swapped at. But yeah, the issue is that I'm running into an issue where I can't clear the initial swap history. So yeah, you're right. That's where the that's where the issue's like. That's the entire issue I'm running into right now. So yeah, we're on the same page. It's just, man, goofy. This thing is so goofy. So maybe what I'll do now is, I know it does the adding correctly, so maybe what I'll do instead is print it afterwards. To see if it sees any children then, for some reason maybe I'm grasping at straws. So that's how most of my development goes. That's how you learn, I suppose. All right. Look at that. Okay, so this is something. So here, right after they're added, they show up. But, man. So what we'll do here is I'm going to print the history list children before and the history list children afterwards. And then we'll go through it maybe a couple of times to see if we can figure out what's going on. All right. Hello, everybody who's just tuning in. I'm just trying to fix some silly little issue that can't seem to figure itself out. So, all right. I'll explain it again here. I just got done explaining it, what I'm doing not too long ago. I'll explain it again here. Coming up in a little bit. All right, so what we're seeing down here is what I expected to see. So what I'm doing is I'm printing the history list children, and it's a list that gets returned. So this is the first pool I'm clicking on. So this is it shouldn't have any children right now. It's empty. But afterwards, it prints out a ton of custom list items because that's the object that I'm using. Yeah. So so that looks right. But now the trick's going to be am I going to see another empty list right away, when it loads, then something goofy's going on. All right, so something goofy's going on. So I get an empty list start again. Ha ha ha. It's so interesting. So I need to look at go away. All right. So it should be, I should be adding like list items and like try to goof around with those, but I wanted like a middle widget, so custom list item. So okay, so this is where I got it from, right? So list item with checkbox. It's a box layout. Huh. Yeah, Emmanuel. I thought about that before I started programming, and I'm just pretending like nobody's staring at me because the way I program. No, yeah, Victor, this is not solved. Yeah, I wish it was. But yeah, Emmanuel, I just have to pretend like nobody's staring at me or even watching. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've been doing it for about an hour, only a couple people, so it's not like a bunch of people are staring at it, and you know, it's like free help almost, you know. So I can get you guys to say stuff and get me along if I need to. And I think my chat's delayed, guys. So if I don't respond right away, or if it's like delayed before I respond, don't hate me. I'm just reading them as it comes through. But all right, really quick, let's see. So what they're doing here is this would be the equivalent of the Kyvie file. I'm gonna tuck it away here real quick just to show you. So this would be like the equivalent of this. So they're kind of doing something like I did with my custom list item. So list item with checkbox, then they define that in the Python file. I just have a separate Kyvie file that does the styling for it. So custom list item, it has a string property, it's the icon. It sets the icon there. Right checkbox, body touch. Oh, I get more nervous than anything, I suppose. You know, chatting with people is kind of fun, but I can really zone in when I need to. So, I think it helps me maybe zone out a little bit versus like hyper focusing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm just testing it out, and I figured it might be fun to see if anybody actually wants to sit here and watch me not figure things out for an hour. Oh yeah, I was looking at this. How about a code that hides the swap history of the initial pool that was clicked? what we need is exclude a particular list. Yeah, so like that's kind of the overall idea with it, but when you're working with UI and stuff, especially with this kind of library, it expects you to um, treat the things as like parent and child and then removing the whole thing so that it's not stuck in memory. So when you're dealing with like front end, like GUI stuff, you have to keep in mind that, just seeing like some, like the list there's like 15, 20 different things that thing actually is. So by like just filtering out by the last one that was chosen and like going through it and trying to figure it out, that is a little more overkill than just trying to figure out why the clear widgets isn't working, and that one command there does all of that work for me. So that's kind of the goal. I want to get that the clear widgets working as the solution to that. But that, like, what you're saying is the right idea. Like, it needs to get out of there, and the clear widget should do the trick, but it's not. So unfortunately. Unfortunately. See, I think I might. See, the one thing that I'm seeing here is that it still uses the list item as the base class when it creates it, versus what mine does here is it uses a grid layout, and I think that's probably the base of why it's not working, because I'm adding not a list to a list. I'm not adding a list item to the list. Man, goofy. Because it looks like you have to use one of these list items. So what is a list item then? Can I make it a base list item? Man. Alright, how long have I been going? An hour and 15 minutes, huh? Alright, I think I am going to call it for the night. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. I know I didn't get it solved, but I really didn't think I was going to. This is more of an experiment than anything. But yeah, I'll try to plan it a little bit better next time. But yeah, I just had an urge to give it a try. So I tried to make it as entertaining as I could, but you know, bug hunting is not always the funnest thing in the world. But what did you guys think? I think I might want to try to do more of these in the future. So, you know, if there would be anything that made it better, that'd be cool. All right, well, I'm going to log out for the night. All right. Thanks, everybody.